Hi, welcome to ShowMeTheCurry.com. I'm Hital.
I'm Anuja, and today we're going to show you how to make Paneer Masala Bread. Now if you're wondering what that is, it's this beautiful crumbles of paneer in this bread, and it's a little spicy if you want it, and it's just yummy, and the best part, it's eggless and very easy to make.
Right, very easy. Let's get started. We have 1 cup of water right here, and we've just taken regular water and heated it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. You don't want it boiling hot because we're working with yeast here. So it's lukewarm water. To this we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of rapid rise yeast. Now you can use regular dry active yeast. We'll give you the breakout on how the recipe changes a little bit. But right now we're adding 1.5 teaspoons of rapid rise yeast, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt. If you have regular salt, that'll work also if you don't have kosher salt. And 1/3 cup of olive oil. Now we're going to take a spoon and just mix this through. Basically we want all the yeast to dissolve.
And we have 3 cups of all-purpose flour over here in a bowl, in a mixing bowl, and we're going to knead it. Now we've mixed this in, and I'm going to pour it little at a time and while Heather kneads it.
Now this is a pretty soft dough, but we're going to knead this until it comes together into a dough ball, and then continue kneading it for about 5 to 7 minutes. You want it to be nice and smooth and elastic.
And while Heather's doing that, I have about 7 ounces of paneer over here. We just used the store-bought one. We cubed it and we just put it in a food processor and just pulsed it a few times. Now you don't want to go too much because otherwise it will really become pasty, and you don't want that. You want crumbles of paneer in your bread. And what we're going to do is we're going to spice this paneer up a little bit. What's food for us without spices, right?
Yep.
And they're good for you. Here's turmeric, 1/4 teaspoon turmeric, 1 teaspoon amchur or dry mango powder, 1/2 teaspoon red chili powder or to taste, and 1 teaspoon garam masala, again or to taste. But it's got some fantastic flavors, different flavors in there that will just bring out the different flavor of in the bread. And just a little bit of salt just for the paneer because the bread already has its own salt, and we're just going to mix it.
Now if your dough is getting a little bit sticky, you can sprinkle just a little bit of extra all-purpose flour on there and keep kneading it so it doesn't stick to your hands.
And you can also just give it a real quick taste test and make sure everything is okay. It needs to be a little intense because it is going to go into this dough of bread, and you know that doesn't have that much flavoring. The flavoring is going to come from here. And to this we're going to add 1/2 cup of chopped pickled jalapenos. Now we do have this recipe on our website. If you look it up, it's right there. It's the same recipe we've used, and I've just roughly chopped the jalapenos. We're going to use that juice from it to activate and let the spices come out, or the spices mix in with the paneer in the paneer crumble. And I'm going to again mix it very gently.
Okay, our dough is nice and smooth and elastic. So we have a rolling surface right here, and basically we're going to roll this dough into a nice rectangle shape.
So like Heather mentioned, it is she worked the gluten in the all-purpose flour, so it is very elastic. It's very elastic. So it's going on, springing back, so you have to work a little hard.
And it doesn't have to be a perfect rectangle. We're just basically stretching the dough out so we can put our filling inside. Okay, not much of a rectangle, but
it does. It looks like a rectangle from here, honestly.
Thank you.
Okay, well, all I'm going to do now is take my filling and I'm going to just spread it and press it in. And we're just going to spread it all the way to the edges, and we're going to press it in. So if you're not fond of very spicy stuff, you can leave the jalapenos, absolutely. Just add a little bit of lime juice to the paneer so that the spices mix in. And this is done.
Okay, now here comes the fun part. We're going to take it from the side closest to us, and we're just going to make a roll out of this. And you want to wrap it very, very tightly. And we're going to make sure that our seam is at the bottom.
And while my hands are still dirty, kind of, I'm just going to put a little bit of oil at the bottom, olive oil again, and just going to rub the bottom of the pan that we're going to be using. So we're going to oil the bottom and the sides. There you go.
Okay. And we'll place our roll right in the middle. Again, the seam is down.
Yes.
Okay.
And we have a kitchen towel over here. We just put it under water, squeezed out all the excess water, and we're just going to cover the dough loosely.
And we warmed up our oven just a little bit, about 110, 120 degrees, and it's off right now, but the oven is nice and warm, and it's a perfect place for this to sit for 1 hour, and it's gonna rise. So we'll be back after it rises.
So the dough is out of the oven. It was resting or rising over there, and got a little stuck at the. I think the fabric kind of got a little dry and it got a little stuck. That's okay.
It's okay.
Yes.
So we have a serrated knife, and we're just gonna make little indentions. And this just makes it look pretty when it bakes. Okay, and now we have our oven preheated at 450 degrees. So once your oven reaches the 450 degrees preheating, you want to turn it down to 425 degrees, and we're going to bake this for about 30 to 35 minutes. Basically, you're looking for a nice golden crust on top. So 450 Fahrenheit, and then reduce to 425 Fahrenheit before we put this in.
So our bread is out of the oven. So our oven took 30 minutes. Now everybody's ovens are different. We have mentioned that before, so please keep an eye on it. Once you get a nice golden color on top, perfect time to take it out. We took it out, we let it sit for like 5 minutes, then transferred it on the cooling rack and allowed it to rest for another 30 minutes. Very important. So now that it's all cool, and it's actually not cold, but it's cool down to the touch, and we're going to cut it at this point.
Right. Okay.
Now it's got this wonderful surprise in the middle.
And it smells heavenly here.
Ooh, look at that.
It's beautiful. You can actually see the different layers of the bread, the paneer, the chilies, everything in there, and it just smells, when we cut it open, it just releases this amazing aroma.
Fantastic, yes.
It's perfect. So before you store this, you definitely want to make sure it cools down all the way. It's still a little warm on the inside for us here, and if you want to eat it fresh and warm, it tastes wonderful.
You got to try
But
that.
it also tastes great toasted. I mean, you just put a slice of that in the toaster, just so it kind of, browns the inside of it a little bit as well, and it just tastes amazing with a little bit of butter.
Now, one of the things we wanted to mention is, now we have used rapid rise yeast. Now, if you don't have rapid rise yeast and you have the regular yeast, you can use that. You use the same amount. The only thing you need to do is you need to proof the yeast. That means add it into warm water and sugar. Let it foam for about 5 to 10 minutes. You'll see the foam on top. Then take it out and then make the dough with that. And then you're going to put it in the oven. After you make the dough, you're going to put it in the oven, and then it'll rise. And then you take it out, you punch it down, and then flatten out, and then you carry on with the same process with the filling and rolling out and everything.
So basically you save about an hour rising time if you use the rapid rise yeast.
Wow.
But perfect. Yeah, this is so great.
All right.
Let's give this a try. It does have a kick.
Yes, it does. But it's fantastic. It's perfect. You can have it for breakfast, or you can have it with any meal. Great.
So enjoy this yummy paneer masala bread, and join us again on another episode of ShowMeTheCurry.com.
Adding a pinch of spice to your life.